So, kids, if mom is on the phone and finds something she likes on there, guess what? The phone is going to take her to something like that again. Whether that's AI-generated videos of animals saving each other even though they don't live in the same part of the world, or the best moments of Broadway, or hip-hop from her club days, or political stuff that echoes her concerns, anger, even prejudices. Because you see, that's good business. It makes a lot of money for the people who provide the clicks. Same thing happens to you and me. We see something interesting provided by the click company that leads to something else, that leads to something else, all generated by this mathematical, magical thing called an algorithm, designed to put the right bait on the right hook just for us. Social justice, politics, fuzzy kittens, entertainment, music, pornography, anger, violence, compassion. The magic machine sees what we like and puts it right in front of us. The problem, of course, aside from the fact that some have forgotten how to physically raise their heads and meet the gaze of another. First dates, parenting, morning coffee, time on the toilet. The problem, of course, is the negative things are so enticing. Feel so good to look at, make us feel so good about ourselves at the expense of the ones we see as our opponents. And we tend to forget that what we are seeing, it's not the same information those we disagree with see. The algorithm makes sure of that. We look and it feels good, safe, real. Like someone out there gets where we're coming from. But it's always one side of the story, the side we like. And that, when a neighbor posts something to the contrary, leads to fighting, insults, shunning, and the drawing of lines between more than who is right and who is wrong, but who is even acceptable. But the little click machine, it don't care. It just does its job. And if we shun our friends, hey, you know, the machine can even bring us to some new ones, just like us. Which gets dangerous when we are less than mentally healthy. A lot of things have happened lately that should not have happened. The attempted assassination of Paul Pelosi. The attempted assassination of Donald Trump. The assassination of Melissa and Mark Hortman. The attempted assassination through arson of the Shapiro family. The assassination of Charlie Kirk. And what happened just this week, a few miles down the road, to our neighbors in York. That's not even a full list. I didn't even try to put in school shootings. If America is a family, we are a highly dysfunctional family. Right now, amidst pain and tears, we are pointing fingers at each other, blaming each other, and trying to shut each other up. It's bad, even as it's never been perfect. But I want to shine a light on some things we as church need to hear. The discourse on social media is all too often, well, nasty isn't a strong enough word. We say things to each other and judge each other, and we condemn each other in ways we would never do if a person was standing in front of us. Some of this comes from the brainwashing we receive from our click machines, where our side is always right and our opinions always affirmed, even if those opinions involve misinformation or prejudice. And lest we forget, only one person in our tradition was ever considered to be right all the time, and the state put him on one of those. We need to be about some things. First, we need to get a hold of the forces that are making us this way. If you have to be on social media, find the fuzzy kittens. Or better yet, put your phone in a drawer or your computer in a drawer a day a week, or refuse to use the apps. Consider that a challenge. When we ask our senior high if we need those apps, if those apps make us better, they all say no. We need to get a hold of the forces making us this way. Those forces are telling you that you are right about everything, and newsflash, you are not. I am not. No one is. We all have something to learn from others. Next, if you watch MSNBC every day, and that's all you watch, that's not good. If you watch Fox News every single day, and that's all you watch, that is not good. News has become, in our time, entertainment. In a lot of ways, it's the mother that bore social media. Walter Cronkite's been dead a long time. David Brinkley is a memory. You are not going to get balanced reporting by watching just one station. You need to consider other opinions, because that's the only way we all can come to understand each other. Finally, if we don't recognize that we are family, we are lost. Someone once asked the Buddha if there was a way the practice he founded, the community he began, could ever be destroyed. His response? Only if it comes from the inside. Only if the attack comes from the inside. Does that ring a bell? We are devouring each other. And the answer is not deciding who now has the right to speak and who does not. Our lesson today, it's one of the saddest in the Bible. Mom and number 2 son pull one over on old blind dying dad. Son number 2 masquerades as son number 1, manipulating dad, treating his brother as one to just be tossed aside. Do you get any echoes into today? It's the story of a dysfunctional family. It's always been this way. But God helped God's people to find a way through. And God, brothers and sisters, God is here. And God is aching to help us. God wants to give us courage and truth and a road to peace. But the help can't come without a little free will. The help can't come if we don't decide to be the family we are called to be. We need to change. We need to change how we treat each other and learn to fight fair. Please step back from the apps. Please step back from the news. Consider a channel that covers the other side. Step back from this notion that you or I or one side or anyone is right about everything. Or that one side has the right to tell the other side to be quiet. I did not agree with Charlie Kirk about a lot of things. If you read what he said, you might not either. But it doesn't matter. He had the right to speak. And Charlie Kirk opposed censorship. Charlie Kirk opposed civil war. What happened to him was pure, unadulterated evil, an American tragedy. What happened to 5 officers in York County this week, with 3 never ever to come home, was pure, unadulterated evil. The result of a world that somehow gave the signal that, hey, it's okay to wait, lie in wait, and pick off people just trying to do their job like it's some kind of TV show. An American tragedy. We have to come together. We have to do better. We have to protect the rights of all, and tone it down. And we have to, despite the dysfunction, decide that being family is more important than being right. Even as if America is going to be America, we have to preserve the right to voice our opinions, gather and make opinions known. The third presidential election in the United States was an embarrassment. The sitting vice president, Thomas Jefferson, decided to run against the sitting president, John Adams. To put it mildly, the gift of free speech was utilized. The Adams camp put the notion out there that Thomas Jefferson was not a white man, the child rather of a Native American person and a person of mixed race. And no, they did not say it all quite so delicately. They also claimed Jefferson was an atheist bent on ridding the country of Christianity. For his part, Jefferson called Adams a blind, bald, crippled, toothless man, a hideous, hermaphroditic character with neither the force and fitness of a man nor the gentleness and sensibility of a woman. That's what free speech looks like. It sometimes looks wrong. Because free speech means, unless it involves threats, you can safely say the wrong thing. And Adams and Jefferson, who had been friends, did not talk for years after that election. But they found their way back to each other. And then, for years, wrote to each other daily. They died friends. Friends who had never agreed on everything. They died on the same day, July 4th, 1826, exactly 50 years after the signing of the Declaration of Independence. They mended fences because being family is more important than being right. God is asking us to mend fences and to help our country. God is asking us to mend fences and be our country.